Hey friends, Doc David here. It is another Friday. I usually do these on Friday because I have less clients because I do paperwork and then I go home a little bit early because who wants to work late on a Friday? Anyway, some of you may see this behind me. This is called a TMS device for depression. I'm not going to talk about it now, but it's not like some weird dentist torture chair, even though it looks maybe like one. I can maybe talk about that in a later post. But it's really interesting because as I go through the week of working with people, on Fridays I think, okay, what were some themes that popped up this week as I worked with my clients? And one of the themes, the biggest theme that popped up was related to parenting. So in our world, there's a lot of blended families that go on. And there's in those blended families, there's a lot of weird custody times that happen. And so, for example, some families have week on, week off, right? So it's every other week. Some families have where a kid will only come out to the parents' home 4 days a week. So basically 2 weekends a month. If you think about that, that is crazy because the only opportunities you get to influence that kid in a positive way and negative way are 4 times in 30 days. I think it breaks down to like a percentage of 17% or something. It could be less. I'm doing math on the spot, and my kids and wife would be laughing hysterically because math is not my thing. So one of the things that came up was a lot of couples arguing during these times when kids will show up, that the one parent who's not the biological parent wants consistency and wants consequences for bad behavior. And inevitably the biological parent who barely gets to see their kid is kind of hesitant to do any kind of consequences or things like that. I mean, it's not every family, but the interactions that I had this week, it was particularly prevalent in some of the conversations that I had. And I feel for these families because they are in a difficult place. Those parents are in a difficult place because they love their kid and they don't want to hurt the relationship that they have with their kid. And one of the things I consistently tell parents in blended families, in single parent homes, in dual parent homes, in quadruple parent homes, there is such a thing, quadruple parent homes, is that kids crave consistency. They will not tell you that they crave consistency. They will not tell you that they crave boundaries. I have on occasion been able to, in a family therapy session, get a teenager actually, several teenagers, not just one or two, but several teenagers actually acknowledge that they value boundaries. Now, they won't tell you they value boundaries. They will fight you on boundaries. They will fight you on consistency. But deep down, when you pull everything away, they do value them because you as a parent providing consistency and consequences and boundaries to kids shows them that you care about them. I've had so many parents walk through my door as we talk about their own upbringing, where they grew up in families where there was not consistency, where there was not consequences, where there were no boundaries, and they consistently tell me that they felt unloved and they wished that there had been boundaries so they weren't an out of control kid. So I want to tell you, if there's anything I could tell you as a blended family parent or a parent who doesn't get to parent their kid full time, don't let your emotions create bad parenting for you. And what I mean by that is, your kid does something, you need to bring a consequence to them, but you don't do it because, they're not with me all the time. Or I don't want them to not like me. I want them to come back and see me the next time we have visitation. That's great and that's hard and those are real things. But ultimately, I want to encourage you, if you're in that place right now, do not abandon good parenting because of your emotions. Good parenting needs to prevail no matter what. And it's a challenge. Divorce has consequences. Separation has consequences. Your ex-partner may be a Disneyland parent And that makes your job even harder, because if you're gonna try to do consequences and consistency, your kid won't want to be around you because they'll want to be at Disneyland. Disneyland's fun. Some people actually don't like Disneyland. I love Disneyland, but it's a fun place to be. So this is a difficult road for a lot of parents to walk, and it's a difficult thing for a lot of parents to hear. And so I'll be very clear again. Do not abandon good parenting because of emotions. It's a difficult thing. If you need to talk to someone about this, you can always reach out to me, or you can reach out to somebody around you that is a parenting expert. Have a great weekend. Hopefully this has been helpful for you. Hopefully you can take it to heart and be that awesome, consistent parent that your kids crave.